Welcome back, everybody. Jitsguy podcast on the last interview of the week. I left the best for last in terms of what you guys want to hear because we're all athletes. We're all seeking the highest levels of fitness and conditioning. And we definitely need somebody to help us physically protect ourselves, right? Make sure we're running on all cylinders. So guys, if you are not following this channel already, please be sure to subscribe. Throw a thumbs up for my guest that's about to come on. As soon as I introduce him, if you're excited about this, throw a thumbs up and be sure to let us know you're enjoying this podcast. My guest today is the UAE's kept secret, all right, on recovery and rehabilitation. His name and face are constantly around the circles of bodybuilders, athletes and fighters with a knack for solving problems and helping treat injuries. Now, I discovered him by chance on Instagram, and I'm very happy I did because his approach to treatment is unique in the sense that he uses something called Neuromodulation Techniques, which I can't wait to find out what it is because I have no clue. Chinese medicine, as well as traditional physiotherapy, chiropractic methods. Guys, please give it up for the rising talent in the UAE in everything to do with recovery. Ahmed Fahad, thank you so much for doing this, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. I am overwhelmed with that introduction. Thank you so much.
It's the least I can say. I mean, you're a man that has been, you're young, you're, how can I say, in the beginning of your journey, yet you've already had such an impactful effect on many people in the health and fitness community. I got to tell you, I've heard a lot of testimonials about you, so I'm impressed, bro.
Thank you for that. And I think that's just me keeping my head down and working hard every day, trying to achieve what I had in my vision in my mind. So
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing every day, and alhamdulillah, paid off. More to come. A lot of secrets to share.
Absolutely, man. So let's start off with something off the cuff. How's the weather been in Dubai? Has it been raining?
Oh my God. So since yesterday, it's literally, everyone's like, this is a British weather. Like, it's sandstorm and suddenly it's cloudy, but it's not raining. I hope it rains today. I really want to feel some kind of different.
Man, it rained in Abu Dhabi today.
Okay. I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Very, very weird weather, man. I don't know what's going on. Like, 2020 is proving to be a very interesting year.
Definitely. I believe that as well, because it's suddenly very hot and humid, and then the next day you can cancel all the plans. You want to just stay home, but it's a nice weather, and you want to go for a walk. So you're really confused. And yes,
exactly, man. I want to ask you, like, you're in the business of recovery, and your business is very much hands-on interaction with your clients and your patients. Has it been negatively affected by the pandemic, or has it been positive for you?
Oh my God, that's so nice. You know what? Because a lot of people, they just get on with me like, hey, we saw that recovery center closing down, or that person doing that. I'll tell you something about me. I don't know how it happens to me. I don't even do a lot of Instagram. Alhamdulillah, like even the day it was, I think I can put it up on the podcast now. Even when it was literally 24 hours lockdown, I was still working 12 to 15 hours every day. So I was telling my clients that, well, I'll tell you why. I was telling my clients that when you guys are over with your quarantine, I need my own quarantine because I need to enjoy what the hell that quarantine feels like. Because mostly they were, especially I started to, I was shifting my practice a bit.
Okay.
Well, I'll discuss more about it. I was clearly helping a lot of COVID-19 patients, and they were really testing us every day with COVID-19. There's something I do as a physiotherapist. We study my skeleton, but I started to divert and get more interested in neuromuscular, so neurology, how the nervous system works. Because of course, as a physiotherapist, you study 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and do your masters, and you go for PhD. You just study about how the muscles are reacting, what your muscles are saying. So, for example, I have a bicep pain, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a bicep pain. That's your muscles talking to me. But the muscles always lie. Like literally, that's not where it started from. You need to always get back to the root cause. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm diverting away, but I'm gonna.
No, this is interesting. Okay. Yes.
So I was like, okay, what can be the root cause? Because I'm curing his bicep. Next day it's gonna be his shoulder now, and next thing it's his lower back, and next thing is neck, whatever. But what is the root cause, and how can I just make him better for next 20, 30 years? That's my goal. Like not only for 1 month. And I started to study in academy in Spain. It's ANF therapy. Neurofrequency therapy. It's a treatment with frequency. It's so so much detail about nervous system and how every single vitamin and how every single organs in our body works. It's just freaking amazing. Like literally, so from there, I'm gonna cut down again, come back to COVID-19. So when the whole pandemic started, we kind of studied the virus more than any other doctors around, like GCC. We
I saw
studied
you
it
on
so deep.
Instagram. I saw
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were posting things about
Yeah, we
COVID-19.
studied
I'm like,
how it went inside, how it was created and everything, but we're not gonna get
okay,
into more into that because there's a lot of conspiracy theory and we're gonna be attacked. And
it's
so,
fine. It's
and
fine.
we just got into like how, for example, what vitamins can protect it. How can your immune system? How can that cell, that fusion inside the cell can kill that virus? So we came up with this COVID-19 patches. So you can see that this I'm wearing there. So it was like immune system boosting. And it was white blood cells, and there was 60 gigabytes plus, which every one of us know that any virus which is under, like any virus which is exposed under 60 gigabytes can be destroyed. That's straight back there.
60 what?
So 60 gigabytes, so 60 GH is it?
Okay, okay. So this patch that you have on, could you explain what it is?
So this is what I'm wearing today, is called Genius Brain. So it helps me to focus. There are more than 700 discs. Basically, we have 700 lymphatic nodes in our body, and there are each 700 disc. It has a special neuro frequency to activate those cellular communication and oscillation between our body.
Interesting.
So basically, for example, if I have pain here, that means my brain, all the nerve which is coming down here, I'm making it as simple as possible so people understand.
Sure.
So it's coming down here, maybe it's not communicating with each other. So the brain is not sending the signal that we need to send some white blood cells or some oxygenated cells or some minerals that you need to cure that inflammation right here. So what we put a patch here, positive inflammation and a negative inflammation around somewhere there where the nerve is connected.
Okay.
And within 5 seconds, the patient's like, I have no pain, like zero pain. And that's what happened. You saw a video with Nader. Nader was like, that's literally years of pain. And when I put the stickers on, he's like, I feel nothing. And
he called it black magic.
Yeah. So that just doesn't stop there. It goes on for years. Like for years, you don't feel it because you just connected the communication of the central nervous system to that pain, and it's dealing with it. No medication, no side effect, no long-term paracetamol, nothing.
But this is you're dealing with the symptom, not with the root cause, right?
With the root cause.
This is the root cause, not the symptom.
So that's why I said positive on the pain and the negative on the root cause. And then we add glutathione, melatonin. It's a long. I'm gonna come to that in a bit, but I'm trying to cut down to that COVID-19 part. So yeah, that didn't actually negatively affect me anyways. Indeed, I was learning so much. We were taking all these patches to Abu Dhabi. We were trying it on patients.
Mm-hmm.
And we had amazing results around Spain, Italy, like literally, like even if you go to the website, you can see hundreds of thousands of people got cured with that. But unfortunately, we couldn't get to the, because there is no vaccination for that disease, for COVID-19. There is literally no vaccination. It's even less dangerous than a normal flu, And
this is where there's a mixed.
Normal flu, like.
I know, I get what you're saying, but see, this is the thing. I think this is a very bipolar kind of polarizing situation. There's many people on the side that this is not real, this is bullshit, and then there's people on the other side that this is real because they've had close people that have been affected by it, which I have. So I know this is a real virus, and I know this is a serious issue. Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. We also have, because we studied that how neurological and how brain can affect something. But there was a patient. It's on the video. He was like, I'm gonna be dying with a heart attack. I'm gonna be dying with a heart attack every single year, and he died with a heart attack. Do you get me? So the news it's putting on people's.
You're cutting up just a little bit. I think your internet is having a bit of a hard time. I'm sorry for everybody listening.
And all that stuff. Well, I'm not against it. I'm not.
Let's just if you can hear me, Ahmed, just give it a second until your internet kind of. Man, this is the thing. You gotta have fast internet. Let's hold on until he gets this sorted out. I'm sure it'll figure out soon. Interesting, man. Interesting. Here I was thinking that we're going to be talking about muscles, and he throws that curveball, man. Very interesting, this patch that he's wearing. I haven't seen that thing before. I think he's trying to reconnect. Hopefully he can do that. There we go. He's back. Can you hear me?
Hey, okay, sorry about that. Zay.
No worries. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, absolutely fine.
Okay. All right. So it's showing that you have it says you have low bandwidth internet, but I mean, hopefully we can continue with that. You were basically talking about the seriousness of COVID, and then basically you're treating it using a boost of like vitamins, glutathione, all these things.
All that stuff, yeah. So let me know if you can hear me clear, because I'm gonna just directly connect to my mobile data, and then we can continue if that's not clear. Okay.
Okay. So far, so good. I mean.
All right. So I'll just move back to how I started with the neurology, like how we were interested, and I was saying how nervous system doesn't lie. So basically, when it comes to nervous system, we do a full body assessment, and it's a big topic. Like I would love to speak about this for years, but we don't have enough time. So I'll just say that, for example,
yeah,
I was seeing the jiu-jitsu training. I used to train myself. I used to fight in GFC.
Great. Okay.
They're not in jiu-jitsu, but mixed martial arts with Muay Thai and combining them with little grappling here and there. But every sport I'm seeing now, even including bodybuilding, we don't really realize how much of problem we are giving here, and we just realized that after years of pounding, just keeping on, our using our body to the next level, and like using whatever we got.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying like, bring me. Well, this is also part of American Association Center. They were saying all this. I've had all the research and everything. They posted that 90% of these jiu-jitsu players, or let's say with all respect, and the athletes around the world, when they reach a certain age, bro, they have some kind of brain injury or some kind of. So I'll tell you what.
If you can raise your voice just a little bit, because like I can't hear you very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I'm bringing this topic because, of course, as a physio or as being a doctor in this field, I have a right to talk about this.
Yes.
So we found out that chronic inflammation, the silent killer, we call it. So how do I know that if you or me, we have this chronic inflammation in our body? By the way, a medical cannot still diagnose this silent inflammation under any MRI machine or any other kind of X-ray.
Through a blood test, can you detect a heightened level of creatinine or a heightened level of? Okay.
You can get the creatine high, this and that, but these things, even a 25-year-old kid can have it, because we know that the glutathione stops producing after age of 20.
Yes.
At the age of 20, when your stress level is highest and your glutathione, what's supposed to be producing 100, is not producing 100, it produces 5 or 10. That's where it stops. The rest of your life, you're producing only 5 glutathione. So that's why we use this disc on my liver. It's glutathione. I always use it. So.
And is it synthetic?
It's so basically, if you say it's frequency.
Okay.
The medical class 1 first FDA approved sticker, and FDA doesn't approve this kind of stuff. If it's not a medicine or a tablet or something, it's just not going to be approved. But they saw something different about this therapy. I think I'm kind of diverting here and there. I just want to get back to where I was talking about jiu-jitsu or any kind of sports, how we can I'm always full in my clinic, but I always welcome them. I really want to welcome all the jiu-jitsu there around UAE and GCC to just come in and have a checkup with me.
Yes.
about the lymphatic system. So basically, as I told you before when we were speaking, we have 700 lymphatic system around our body.
Okay.
So starts from the occipital, the bone behind this right there. So if we
Yes.
just press it, I want you to do this test.
Okay.
So if you can press,
You tell me to press and then your Wi-Fi cuts. I hope I don't pass out live. Oh man, come on. It's just getting good.
okay, and if you kind of free,
Your Wi-Fi was cutting. That's why I was saying that. Oh man. I apologize, guys. This is the only issue of doing.
Are we cutting off again?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, that's the issue of the podcast. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna.
That's fine. Try fixing it up. I muted you until you can fix it because there's a lot of static, and maybe we could also use the headphones because I'm seeing it's difficult to hear you. I apologize, everybody. This happens. This is the problem with doing online interviews. As convenient as it is and easy it is to reach people from all around the world, the difficulty is ensuring that the Wi-Fi sticks. We've been okay. We've been okay for the last 30 episodes, but it was bound to happen again. Can you talk about rotator cuff muscles? Sure, man. We're going to talk about everything. Aesthetic, here's the thing. Like, he's touching up on something that I'm very familiar with myself, like chronic inflammation. When your body is in a state of chronic inflammation and your brain is also sending out the wrong signals by you constantly being negative and thinking about what's hurting and all of this stuff, your body starts spiraling, right? And you could end up being in control and in the driver's seat of your own destruction. So he's onto something. I found it interesting, the patch that he's wearing. It's a patch that helps boost up all your nutrients, your vitamins, and he was saying something about frequency. I just couldn't hear him properly. We're gonna get into all the good stuff, believe me. Let's just wait for him to kind of connect back on. He said he's switching to data on the phone. This is gonna be a first where I talk to somebody that's using their data. He's gonna milk his data. Oh, this is gonna be fun editing this. I think I'm just gonna start the podcast at the 20-minute mark when in the audio form, whenever he reconnects, hopefully. He did say this is gonna blow you away. I hope he meant it in a positive way. Yeah. What's up, guys? Just bear with me just a little bit. He's reconnecting. These things are out of our hands when it comes to the internet. By the way, while we're here, throw a thumbs up since you're having a great time listening to me talk alone. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. Here's something interesting. Next week is stacked. I'm doing 3 podcasts a week, but next week I'm doing 4 because I got a chance to bring somebody on the podcast that I wasn't expecting to be okay. And since we've only got I think 2 people right now. All right. So Dr. Julian Yin, next Thursday. One of the most famous endocrinologists that is based in Brazil. And we're going to be talking about steroids. We're going to be talking about doping, testosterone, growth hormone. We're going to talk about all the shit that everybody's all nervous talking about and under the table. And is this real? And do people really take? We're going to talk about all of this. And he's going to clarify so much. So I'm going to be bringing up so many of these topics with him. Hopefully our guest tonight can tune back in. Otherwise, this will be a podcast of me. Why not? I wonder, could I carry a podcast, like a 45-minute to 1-hour podcast, me talking to myself? I'm doing well. It's been 2 minutes since Ahmed dropped out, and I'm still talking, so. Chat, don't be shy. Unless you're watching from a TV, then it's okay. Enjoy this. Ahmed, where are you, brother? 2020, man. You gotta have high-speed internet in 2020, right? Especially with this whole corona pandemic. How could you live without high-speed internet? You don't have to have a Shure SM7B microphone, right? But like, there we go. There we go. He's back. Let's hope it's okay. There we go. All right.
Okay. I know what's gonna be the question
No.
now. Next question. Dubai is one of the highest advanced. I'm really bad. Like sometimes when you do WhatsApp or this kind of calls, it's just not really fun. I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay, brother. It's okay. It was cutting actually while you were explaining. But it's okay. I think we're okay right now, and we're just gonna go with what we get. All right. So let's get to the main gist of these things, so we can stay focused here. We are talking about what you do. You help people recover, but you're talking about the root cause of why we all tend to have problems. So we have problems because of chronic inflammation. We have problems because what are the causes of problems in our bodies?
A chronic inflammation create, right? Like how can it all start? So basically, small trauma. It can be a negative thinking for a very long period of time, or when it comes to the sports, pounding, literally concussion, like boom, punches, throwing down. Now, literally, I'll just give you one example today. This is so interesting. I've also tagged him in my Instagram. But he agreed to share this one as well. What happened? His father was a rugby player. Okay. So you know how they just get like bashed on in the game, and he's I think about 50. But do you know what happened? Like as a physio, when you look at someone, he's coming towards you, like, oh, he has a shoulder problem. His one shoulder is uneven. I can see his head is moving there. His jaw is like that. But now, after studying, like when you study neurology and you go through everything, and you understand the whole nervous system, you look at this person. Yeah, of course, you analyze everything just top to bottom, but you also be like, he's lacking vitamin K, he's lacking vitamin A, he's lacking vitamin D. So you can just look at the skin and you know like A to Z everything.
You're Sherlocking him.
Like yeah, literally. And when he's sitting down and he's like, I'm like, you need to see me for a session. He's like, why? Because you have anxiety, you're anxious, you have nausea. When you sleep at night, you like literally closes his eyes. It's like he's gonna fall down. Like so. What was my test? I was like, do you want me to test you right now? I'm like, stand there, close your eyes, and stand on your one feet, like one leg, right? And he's like, boom. I'm like, wow. Did you see that? Did you know that? Did you ever know that you had this? He's like, I never knew this, but I'm always anxious. I'm always angry. I have mood swings, and I don't know why. But I never used any substance. Of course, it can be some people can be like, I used some substance before, and it's hormone. And that's, it's just chronic inflammation. And I'm like, do you want to see something? And I take 2 of these patches and I apply in this optic nerve, which comes from here. I put one vitamin B12 here and one vitamin A, which is supporting our vision. And I give him a glass of water. Well, remember frequency and glass liquid. And it goes like hand in hand. And he closes his eyes and he just stands still, like literally like a flag. And things like that you see every day, like 5 to 6 times to 15 times.
Vitamin B12 absorption, is that quick?
It's like that because these are neurofrequencies, not just a patch you put for diabetic or you just you get me. So the moment it touches the human skin or animal skin, boom, the activation, the cellular communication. Me and you were speaking a language in English, right?
Yes.
Now cells, they have a communication skill is in frequency. It has different numbers. So we have encoded these numbers, and when we apply these numbers on these nerves, it just directly starts to communicate with it, and it's like. Yeah.
So what's the nerve saying? The nerve saying you're good, you've got vitamin B12, or like what is it saying?
So let me tell you, this is what I love this. So we're just getting in one after another. I like to just get on.
Let's go.
Okay, let me ask you, what is vitamin? Like whoever created vitamin, like, hey, do I have enough vitamin D deficiency? I need to take more vitamin.
Brilliant question.
Yeah,
why?
Like, well, vitamin, what we know from fruits and vegetables, this is gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
I'm talking vitamins supposed to be called vitamins. Okay, the vitamin C, for example, vitamin D. Vitamin C is ascorbic acid. Vitamin D is a hormone.
Okay.
Cell. When we take them, that's different. Like the supplement and the food, those like what is created inside our body with fusion, like with different cells are like blasting each other like atom bombs inside, and they produce vitamin K and vitamin D. These are literally the most. These should be really called vitamins. These are really different. And the things we're eating is, and we combine it. We're like, oh, we have the vitamin D deficiency. Just take vitamin D. Trust me, take vitamin D for 3 months and get your blood report, and still doctor's gonna say you have vitamin D deficiency.
I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, some people say go to the sun. Trust me, vitamin D is a hormone, and the sun is not gonna produce hormone in your body. It's just not. It doesn't work like that.
So why do we have this misconception?
So that's because some positive guy came up and he's like, let's name these things vitamins and people can take them and we can make money out of them.
So you're telling me that all vitamins are just empty supplements?
Okay. If you could give me, I'm not going to completely deny them because there's going to be a big backlash on me.
Sure. No, fuck backlash. Let's talk, man. Listen, this is the thing. This is not TV. There's no company that's sponsoring me or sponsoring you. Like, let's talk. People need to have this conversation for their own safety, because there's so many people like me buying multivitamins and putting that shit through my kidney and my liver and screwing myself.
And trust me, that is not doing any good to you. Rather it is. So your body is already dealing right now with chronic inflammation and your own stress and everything. And on top of that, you're giving a chemical, and it's like, oh, who's gonna deal with this guy? Oh, just leave it. Just whatever is taking, let it come up. Let it come up. You get me? So
yeah, that's why I have fluorescent piss.
There you go. So what is vitamin? Vitamins are acids and enzymes and hormones and many other things that actually like chemical cells to create a fusion. When I say fusion, what does a fusion mean? Like fusion is like neurons and other cells that are able to create something we need to like use every day in our body. Like a lot of cells come together, they blast, and they create something which we need literally in our colon, in our small intestine, in the liver, in the vitamin K in the colon, and vitamin D, and carnosine, which is anabolic steroids, and melatonin, which produces in pineal gland, and also liver, and glutathione. All that stuff that's produced inside. Yeah, that's vitamins are producing inside. Now,
got you.
Most of them are neurologically protected, and we cannot uncode them. But some of them, like antioxidants and melatonin and vitamin K, vitamin C, D, we can uncode them like little bit of them, you can say. But most of them are really, again, causing that blast inside your body to create and get you in survival mode. Let's say vitamin C, for example.
Okay.
Which is an ascorbic acid, which is actually a production of different cells coming together, blasting and creating that fusion. Let's say again, vitamin D, it's a hormone, and as I said, like if someone says go to the sun, I've tried everything. I've literally tried even sun. I've tried, those bed you do, and you go, what do you call them, the vitamin D sun bed and everything, and I've tried it with my patient as well, but there was no result. And I want something which, I want something which I need results, and I want to see it instantly, or I want to see it within 1 week, and I want to see it permanently. It stays in your body.
Okay. Then
we started to study these vitamin master classes and how these all things are produced inside, and each of this disc, there are vitamin K disc, there are this. So vitamin K disc, I cannot just put it here. If I put it here, I'm gonna feel dizzy, maybe I'll vomit, I'll start vomiting. That's how powerful they are. There should be where the vitamin K is produced. So what's happening? I told you this blast of cells, right? So the blast is not occurring anymore now. So what we do, we take this disc, vitamin K, and we put it there in the small intestine or in the colon, and the blast occurs more. And now the brain is like, okay, now let's produce vitamin K. And the patient is having a constipation, or is having a problem with his gut. So these, when we
blood clotting.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So for example, if the liver is not detoxifying his toxins inside in the body, what we do, we take the glutathione disc, we take the melatonin disc, we put it on the liver. The moment we put it, the blast occurs, and the patient literally he's like, oh, there's something going in my body. Like he literally feels it when he drinks water. Literally, like some people, me personally, I feel the detox symptoms like that. Like, because I take a lot of stress, I do my studies, and I'm pretty young, so I have a lot of pressure around here and there. when I do a full body detox, the day I do full body, I'm having a high fever, all the detox symptoms, nausea, feeling thirsty, frequent
Okay.
bathroom visit, and all that. But we have this like medical calm, which produces some kind of endorphin and serotonin, which we put it on C7, we put it on here, and we have pain and inflammation, which is the most famous one.
Can I pause you for a second, because we're
Yeah.
going through the list of patches you have. I
Yeah.
need to understand something before that.
Yeah.
Why does the human body, like, okay, first of all, human body is designed, and we're born, according to whatever you want to believe in, capable and sufficient to handle whatever it needs. Why then do we need such patches in the first place? Why can't we just eat right, have fruits and vegetables, be healthy in our lives, and not need these things? Could you explain that?
I love that question. You don't need any patches.
Okay.
Our lifestyle right now, first of all, the food we're eating, I hope you can hear me now. Yeah?
Yes,
The
I can
food
hear you.
we're eating, it's not organic.
Sure.
Even if, for example, in Dubai, I'll give you a Dubai UAE example, and I have a plan for it in future. The food which comes here is not organic. It's either stamped with a third-party organic, like third party will just put the stamp on, or when it comes here, it loses like 80% of its nutrition.
Okay.
Second, the stress level. Remember our forefathers they used to just eat 1 or 2 meals in a day, and they're literally like they're very strong and they have
100%.
yeah. Now it's more of that, and the boss is saying something, and family pressure, and all that. It's in the head. It's everything together, and at one point the brain is like, I can't deal anymore, and the liver is like, I can't detoxify any more of your toxins. So all these 700 lymphatic knots in our body, which helps to detox and all the toxins, they start to get more toxic, filled with toxins, because the liver is like, guys, I cannot invite any more toxins anymore. You guys take care of yourself. I'm going to be protecting myself because I'm full of already cortisol and all the stress hormone. And now it starts to build up here, like I was telling you before we cut off, and it starts to build on the head, and we feel. So you can be like, Ahmed, how do I know I have a chronic silent invisible inflammation in my body? Okay, do we feel mental fatigue? Do we have short-term memory loss? Like you just, why am I here?
Yeah.
Do we sleep according to our, how do you pronounce it? I always get it wrong. I know I'm
biological clock.
The circadian
circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm, yeah, circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
So what happens for some people? Okay, we're sleeping for 2 hours, they wake. They sleep for 1 hour, they wake up again. They want to check their phone. So even after sleeping 8 to 10 hours, you wake up mentally fatigued, like I don't have any more energy for today. Bloated stomach, these are all literally like list of chronic invisible inflammation symptoms. Dark under eye, and mental fatigue, and especially these days mood swings. Like someone is sitting, is like suddenly he has a mood swing, aggressiveness, like.
But you're starting to sound like the disclaimer on every medical pamphlet, because like this is the scary part of medicine. I'm being honest with you, with all love and respect to you.
Yes, definitely.
We are now petrified and lost on what to do, because we've heard similar before, and we've gone for it. Like the vitamins, they made the same pitch. They said the same thing. We're vitamin D deficient and shit. That's why you got to take this 100,000 IU injection.
And the glutathione injection and all that. I felt for the same thing. The thing is, that's what I do. What I do now. Like what happened was, I've shifted around. I went to Jitsu. I've started with my bodybuilding. I left. I was dieting. I was eating 6 meals in a day. The bodybuilding labs. I wanted to study everything. When I was in the bodybuilding, I was having that mental fatigue. I couldn't focus because every 2 hours, I'm eating food, and my digestive is somewhere else, and I don't know what's going on in my body. Just I was looking better, but everything was up and down. And I was taking all these vitamin minerals, and nothing was just giving me that result that I had a vision in my mind. And because everyone's just selling something,
Exactly.
But I really when they approached me, I went to them and I did the exam, and I really want to study how everything in our body works. So basically, this is not a cure. This is making your body work in an optimal level.
Okay.
That's why I was like, the team of Jiu-Jitsu or whoever it is, you guys should come in the clinic and we will do a lymphatic exam.
Okay.
And I'm not going to charge anything. I'm not being like advertisement or anything. I don't know if people will take in that sense, but I just want to show like how things work really. Like you get me? Like I'm onto that level now. I don't care about being
Yes.
judged or anymore. No more. Just come to the clinic and then we see. Or you can go to any other clinic who does these neurological lymphatic testing with ANF. They're gonna test your lymphatic and they're gonna tell you, okay, yeah, you are slowly producing silent inflammation. So we're gonna put this test on you for 3 days. When you detoxify you, see how you feel. If you really don't feel any different, you go your way. You can take your multivitamin. You can do whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel
Sure.
better.
And
And
is it a
that's what
one solution fits all? Everybody can
no.
take the same thing? Okay.
Yeah, everyone can take it. Even a child who's born just a few seconds after, we can put a glutathione on him, and we can do some disc on him for sleep. A lot of vitamins and a lot of stuff.
Okay.
It's at the meantime, I've started to feel like in my head, I started to sound like I'm advertising for this thing. But this is what happens every day. Like when I started to see 15 to 12 patients, and how they just tell me, Ahmed, you need to put it out there. You need to put it out there. Like how this is changing our lives. And I'm like, if I put it out there, people will think I'm advertising it. It's more of like you feeling it. You come in and you experience. Okay, yeah, that was a different experience than just a medicine or something.
Okay.
And as I say, like, okay, we got a Parkinson patient, we got a paralysis patient, and they're just walking now. And we got this pain and inflammation patient, they're walking now. And
Yes.
next few years, they don't have that problem anymore because now they're working at their optimized level. Their
Do they
bodies.
continuously need those patches, or do they eventually don't need them
So,
anymore?
so that's a very regular question. Oh, do I need to continuously wear it? Okay, I'm wearing this today because I had an exam 2 days back. So
Okay.
my life is not like that. My life is like, okay, I have an exam, my stress is up. Okay, my family. Okay, now is a good time vacation, and then I'm going up. So when I'm up and when I'm coming down, I want to take care of my body. Like when we say we want to detoxify, or I just want a vacation. So this is like a vacation to me. Like, I just want a vacation. I just
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's the thing. Like, because now you hear with the whole COVID thing, you can hear on every podcast, Joe Rogan is another big advocate of it. He's like 5,000 IUs of vitamin D per day to protect yourself from COVID. So
See,
why are they so
I want
misinformed?
no, they're actually right when their point of view. I don't say they're wrong, but the thing is, they're trying to help people because
Yes.
they're trying to make everyone conscious that look, guys, you have to be more worried about your immune system than that COVID-19 or I don't know, next year is
Yes.
going to become Heineken 19 or something. So you have to more care about your immune system, and they're trying their best to get it. But the thing is, for me, because when we had the COVID-19 patient and they were taking these vitamin C tab, when we get these, you know what they're just doing? They already have the COVID-19. The immune system is like literally below and negative, and now they're taking this acid and they're having these bloating symptoms and everything, and it's not helping. It's really not helping. Okay, you can eat some fruits, or if you believe like, okay, let me have some healthy meat, let me
Okay.
get some sun or walk outside, and then stay home. So maybe I think in a positive way that they're trying to just help people.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the
So
immune system, basically, like, here's the thing. Like, when you tell me that the sun doesn't impact your vitamin D levels, I think of so many multiple layers, because this is, my health has been something that I lost control of and I'm slowly regaining control of. And in the process of regaining control, I have to read, I have to research. Everything I've read and researched bleeds me to an understanding that, yes, our modern lifestyle, the artificial lights that we are exposed to, the glasses we wear,
yeah.
these all impact how our energy systems work. Now, when you say the sun might not give you vitamin D, it might be true for somebody wearing sunglasses. But for somebody not wearing sunglasses, their absorption rate differs, because you actually absorb vitamin D through your eyes, not your skin.
Yeah, definitely agreed. 60% of it is absorbed through your optic nerve. Absolutely
Yes.
agree.
So where's the balance here? Like, why are we losing it? Why are we so off track? What are the common things we are doing wrong, Dr. Ahmed, that we should be doing better, that we should change? Let's start there.
Yeah, I was speaking to this about someone to someone just a few days back. Do you know what we did wrong? My point of view. Anyone
Yes.
can have their own point of view. I just put it right. How, as a human being, we have a capability every day.
Yeah.
We have 8 hours of job. After that, we have our own time. We have food time, and we have family time, and then we have to sleep.
Yes.
And these all requires this amount of vitamin D, this amount of vitamin C, melatonin, AGL. Now what happens? We have 8 hours of job, and we have 10 hours of this. On
Yes.
top of that, we have 2 hours of extra iPad, and then on top of that, on the way back in the car, you have to listen to your favorite song, and you continue has to like literally do
You're
something
overloaded.
overloaded, and then the vitamin D which you need now, it's there now. It's like literally more. And then when you come home, when it's time to sleep, you're still not sleeping. You're putting this on the phone, and you're still distracted with different noises in the body,
Interesting.
and the body is like, okay guys, now your age is 25, but you literally reached to a point where you're 40. So, so I believe that's where we lost our balance.
Interesting.
And as a young a young entrepreneur like yourself as well, we always have to find that balance. And there's a noise, and there's something we can reply to like certain number of people every day, and people need to understand that. People like, why you not you have mashallah like quite good amount of followers. You might not be able to reply everyone, but some people, they would love to just be replying whole day to but you can see that in the mental state. And I'm not only talking about normal people, because I'm working with a lot of celebrities and here. So
Yeah, I've seen that.
I really see that. So when you speak to someone and you just quietly listen to them, and you understand like, oh my god, like I wish I could just take away this phone from her or him, and he just be so calm, and he like just disconnect them from the world and let them just rejuvenate like the whole thing. Yeah, you really feel that. And that's why I tried to understand, okay, that's where we lost our balance
I
as a
see.
young kid, because you
So
have a lot of
technology.
things. Yeah, the protection, you have expectations as well. Like before, at age of 27, 28, there used to be doctors at 30. Now, before you're 25, you have to be something in your life, and you have to prove someone something. I don't know. It's so a
You know
lot of
what?
things together.
You know what, Ahmed? You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
Time has been the worst commodity, the
yeah,
worst thing that we have done to ourselves, because in the pursuit of being more efficient, by efficiency I mean being able to do more in a day, we have overloaded ourselves with things
but
in the day.
ourselves.
When back
Yeah.
then they do one thing a day, we're doing
Hey,
everything.
yeah, and trust me, I'm not only talking about like mental issues here, because everything starts from here. But
Yeah.
I am seeing like literally young kids. I'm not even, I'm 24 now. I'm seeing younger kids than me, like 18, 19, 20. Their testosterone level, their sperm count, and you have to look at everything as and it's like dropped massively, and it's
Interesting.
so bad that they need a therapy. Not
Okay. And
only
by therapy you mean vitamins and such, or what?
they need a therapy literally, like I don't want to even go to that, like psychologically, hormone level, and everything. That's how much of an effect it had on the younger generation.
Okay.
I wanted to actually very interesting topic. We were discussing this, but we lost the connection in between. The injuries regarding to jiu-jitsu and sports,
Yes.
I'm seeing
Combat sports, yes.
combat sports. So one thing, I've been working with jiu-jitsu athletes, and I've seen that, when they start training and you see your next person, he's doing really good and he's in pro level, and you want to reach there but without creating a foundation. And I have created a foundation list of foundation which I want to, because I started to train in Team Noguero now, and I
Okay.
want to introduce it to everyone, because I'm
Nice.
seeing these kids, they're coming literally, just excuse me, I'm gonna just show you. So they come, so you can see my posture. They're coming, they're training, their posture is there. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And literally the hair is falling off from there because they're on the phone or they whatever they're doing, and
Right.
they're playing games, and they're training like that. There's something called stability, foundation, mobility, at least in the spine, that you have to reach to the training level. Imagine you're doing the gi practice, right?
Yes.
And someone just grabbed like that, and they that's the first degree concussion with your
It
head like that. What do
okay.
I mean by concussion?
No,
Are
I
you
I I mean, because I couldn't hear you properly when you were talking. You're like, when somebody does what? When they grab
so
your gi.
yeah, you grab it, you, and they put you in a lock, right? They
Oh,
just
okay.
put you in a lock. And
Why is it a first degree concussion?
so I think
Concussion
this
is when the brain moves when your brain moves rapidly and swells and bruises on a
well,
side.
yeah. So it cannot be medically diagnosed until it hits the major major, when he start to feel like, okay, now I feel a lot of dizziness, but
Holy
that's
shit.
literally, yeah. So this is what I really want to put it out. So why? Because first thing, when you look at a jiu-jitsu player, they're gonna have a really strong neck there. They're gonna
Yeah.
have some muscles at least C1 to C7, at least
Yes.
C1 to C5. I expect that, guys.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, he's got a really good shoulder. He's got a really good arms, but he
Mhm.
doesn't have any strength here on the neck.
Yeah.
And I would really say that with all my humble, like submission, I don't want to create something like, oh, who is this guy coming out of nowhere talking about injuries and everything? But it's all part of my experience. I just want to share the foundation when someone starts to train jiu-jitsu, or even now who are doing pro level or any level, start to train the neck, especially in our generation. We need to start training the neck. Yeah.
Okay.
To not have the concussion. And the second thing is the grip, because I've got athletes who just coming now. Do you know how much of a lost sensation they have in their hands? Like, do you know when I shake your hands and I tell you to press me, they can't press my hand.
Yeah.
What happens is I need to press their hand in order for them to realize that I'm pressing their hand and they can press me. So neurologically, that is disconnected. And
Yes.
it can lead to arthritis. Maybe you have swollen finger, or the finger in the morning just gets stuck like that. You need like 5 minutes to just warm up and get your hands up.
Because they're using their neck to squeeze their hand rather than their forearms.
Yeah. So I would say really starting with the basics. When I saw in the gym, I would be like,
Wow.
start strengthening the neck. And
Neck mobility, neck strengthening.
Neck strengthening, yeah, all that. Then I would say the grappling, and third most important thing is the diet and nutrition. Because when it comes to MMA or any kind of fighting, we tend to kind of like forget our diet. We're burning all the calories. Forget about that.
That's a very common thought. Yeah.
So that's literally you inviting arthritis after 3 to 6 years to your body.
Interesting. And what kind of nutrition is the one that helps you combat this? When you say nutrition, what do you mean?
I would say a high protein diet, high fat, healthy fats, of course, a minimum carb, whatever is required for him, depending on what weight he wants to make or he wants to balance, maintain a weight level, and of course all the fruits and vegetables. You can't ignore them. Yeah. And then if you want to do a supplement with, like, for example, oh, I don't feel good drinking a lot of water. Okay, guys, add some BCAAs, whatever, once in a while. I'm not against some sweet. I always like some sweet. But yeah, that was my whole thing. Like, but coming back to the concussion and discussing about why would Ahmed, you say, because I'm seeing all the patients now, the fighters who retired, they come to me. They are fighters, so I have to respect them. But I see them like, yeah, Ahmed, like they have nausea, like they're shivering, their hands are shaking, and as a fight, and you have that whole respect for them, and you just keep imagining like, oh, okay, how much of a pounding they took in their head, and it started to slowly build up. Because remember, the first degree concussion is not going to be seen now. It's going to be seen after 3 to 10 years, maybe 30 years.
We saw this in Will Smith's movie on the NFL when they talk about this. It makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why I'm inviting the players to my clinic or any other clinic around the world who have ANF practice to just go there. We're going to do a free checkup about your level, how much of a deep inflammation you created in your brain. If you have any inflammation that's starting right now, we can remove it with God's grace. Rest is on, inshallah, like, rest is on God. So that's why we use this. I'll tell you a little bit of experience just a week back.
Please.
As a physio, you have to always look down and you have to work, so you lose a lot of muscles or a lot of strength around the neck. So I went and I was practicing privately with one of my friend, and she actually like grabbed me and she put me on the knock. I was like, I'm not gonna give up. You're a girl, you're a woman. I'm not gonna give up. I'm being that tough enough. And I had to literally tap out, right? When I came home and I went to sleep. So when I lay down, I could feel everything is just like my whole world is just like revolving around. That made me think like, why? How come suddenly that happened? Like just from my practice, or maybe I'm too weak now, or what is it? Then the next day I go, I practice again, and she did the same thing. At that moment, I felt like everything. Then I went and I checked with my colleague, and she's like, you have a pinching nerve there. How did that suddenly happen? And she's like, because you're always looking down, you lost your strength on the neck. and just a little bit of pull there made you pinch it and got you injury. So how important these days are these strength? Before, people didn't need them. People when I'm talking about Mike Tyson and that kind of thing, because they were always looking up at their training, and they used to train the neck like really hard.
They weren't sitting on the computer all day either.
Yeah, they weren't sitting on the computer all day. Yeah. So that was a very important topic I wanted to share today about how to build up a foundation. And you can just look at yourself and do a little diagnosis. You can take a picture from your slide, from the front and from the behind as well. If you're having any anterior pelvic or you're having your head tilting forward, okay, it's time for you to step back and start to do some strengthening exercises here and there, and go for your final practice.
I'll tell you something, Ahmed. I've when I say I've gone through a roller coaster spiral of my health, I mean it genuinely. I've had a lot of issues since I was 15. I was forced into a spinal fusion surgery at a very young age, L5-S1 spinal fusion.
Okay.
And I had no accident, and I had no, I had an injury, but I didn't have a car crash or any shit like that. Like, it just, pain started surmounting. I have anterior pelvic tilt. Yeah. So all my life, it was always like be tough it out, go to the gym, lift weights, do this, do that, do this, do that. And it spiraled. I got into incredible shape. I was 75 kilograms, shredded, in pain. I looked good, but I didn't feel good at all.
Yeah.
And I kept getting injured.
You just remind me of literally my university, like 4 years before, when I was in university. When I left, that's like literally me. Like, that's how I think we both are connected now.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a WBFF show with my coach. Like, I wanted to be looking good, fit, and all that. And I got into 7% body fat. Like, it was really tough, university, and you cooking for yourself and all that chicken breast. And with a severe anterior pelvic tilt, like literally my glutes are coming out. And even when I'm breathing, I was in pain. I was looking good, but I was in pain.
Yes.
What did that give me? I had to give up.
Yeah.
Oh man, so that's a lot of things we can put it up. If someone has an anterior pelvic,
yes,
I want to just put it out there. There are 4 things. If it's a woman or a man, I want to point it out. Adductor muscles, transverse abdominals, the whole core.
Yes.
I did see transfer abdominals comes under the core, but I mentioned transfer abdominals for a reason, because there should be one day you're focusing on transverse abdominals. Yeah, core. I know it sounds bad, but glutes, really. Glutes. Yeah. You need to release them glutes, and you gotta strengthen them back.
100%. And the hamstrings.
Yeah, when you do your glutes, you're gonna feel definitely your hamstrings.
Yeah, man. No, this is something like here's what happened, Ahmed. I tell you, all of these things happened. I even had an issue that happened with me last year. I had a pulmonary embolism, and it's impacted me and my health. But I've found a way to rebalance, and I still train jiu-jitsu happily and all of this. On my last birthday, I decided to gift myself. I found the most certified, most qualified human being I could find when it comes to physiology, and I decided to start working with him. His name is Joao. He's from Brazil, very highly certified. And what he did is completely eliminate my training. And all we do is what you just said. All we do is what you just said. We are literally building from the ground up, like rebuilding my foundation from scratch.
Yeah. Because literally, even a flat foot. Have you experienced flat foot?
No, I have high arch actually.
Okay, that's really good. Yeah. Because even a little flat foot can cause all the literally lower back, spine, and all that problem. As you said, stability, strength building, we take it as a boring subject to do. But how's your condition now? What do you feel after doing all that?
Honestly, here's the thing. I was in my blue belt days in jiu-jitsu, let's say. I was getting injured left and right. I tore my pec to my shoulder. I broke a rib. LCL, ACL, meniscus, the whole 9, everything was falling apart. So I got my purple belt a year and a bit ago, and I started becoming like I need to get the black belt in health. Like I need to be able to still train jiu-jitsu past black belt, and I need to figure this shit out, because if I stay in this trajectory, I'm gonna fall apart. So I started looking and examining things. Since I started this training you're talking about, I don't know what happened to me, man. My game escalated. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously my conditioning has improved, even though I'm not doing much conditioning training. It's
Mhm.
just I don't feel like I'm using as much power or effort to get things done. Like my core,
Exactly.
my stability,
Yeah,
my legs, my glutes. My God, man, guard. When you're playing guard and you got to use your legs,
you better. Yeah.
because when we play guard, we're hyperextending all of
Yeah.
the what is it, the
The,
posterior muscle chain, and then the anterior muscle chain is shortening.
yeah.
So I felt the effects of that. Now that I'm kind of rebalancing things and tightening my lower back again, I'm more explosive in the double leg. I'm more explosive in
Exactly.
in the guard. So
Exactly.
it's a
And
huge
you
difference.
actually feel that you can lift off someone from the ground without
Yes.
having anything. Oh, if I lift him off the ground, maybe I'll break my back. No, I'm not going to break my back because I'm in control now.
Yes.
That's the feeling that I want
Huge.
everyone to feel, literally.
So tell me something, Ahmed. Let's clarify for the people listening now, because I'm glad finally we can hear properly. The connection is good, and we're going on a good flow right now. So, Ahmed, what do? You do this. You analyze people's lymphatic nodes. You help them get their
Everything.
vitamin levels up high. But I see you with Chinese cupping. I see you using percussion.
Yeah. So I do a lot of mobility work. I create a plan. I look at this thing, and I do the rehabilitation part as well. But most interesting thing I do is I found out this. So pain person comes with a tennis elbow, and I'm like, it's coming from his scapula, it's coming from his neck, and it's coming from his tightness in the lower, in his mid back or whatever. Okay, how do I find it out? Yeah, of course I'm gonna do the palpation, but I don't want to put stickers on it. Some people you cannot convince them, like, okay, this sticker is gonna do something on your health. So what do? Okay, let's go for another treatment, the gua sha treatment, right? Like the
The
strapping
what?
treatment. The gua sha treatment.
What is
It's
this?
really traditional Japanese treatment. You use these steel tools and you just rub them on the skin. It's pain.
Okay.
It doesn't have any, but it looks really painful. It's not really pain. The patient doesn't even feel anything. But the
Okay.
most important thing you see is just color of the skin change. I'll tell you something. And even same goes with the cupping. This dry cupping. This when I go the first glide and I see the skin is going really reddish, like dark pigments inside. Oh, that's a deep stagnation. That's a deep inflammation. I know what to do next. I'm gonna be detoxing his blood. I'm gonna be okay. You need to do a hijama. You know the blood
Yeah.
cupping,
The
or
cupping with
you
the
wanna
needles.
with the blade needles. Yeah. You need to take care of your liver. You need to take care of your high fatty foods, whatever. And then I would be like, okay, you need to also get this therapy done twice in a week, because you're getting your fascia is kind of very stiff, and
Okay.
there's no blood oxygen movement in between them.
Wow.
So that gives me the whole my treatment for next phase. Like, okay, when I did the gua sha treatment or the ISM tool, the steel tools on him, and it gives me, sometimes I even get like literally black. The whole skin turns black. That's like, I cannot touch him anymore. I need to give him a 1 week or two break, because if I go any more of a treatment of these physiotherapy, like electrode treatment or dry needling, I might damage his artery, I might damage his muscle, I might cause him a bigger injury. That gives
Wow.
me like, yeah, a lot of sign. Sometimes I got this twice. When I do the cupping or the gua sha, the skin goes green. Now I would ask you, what if it's green? What does that mean?
Run away.
That's Hulk. Run away.
Exactly.
No, that's a sign of cancer. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's almost a sign of a cancer. So that means his blood is carrying some really deep
Wow.
stagnation and he need to get to. So I got one guy, I remember last year, and I was like, you need to go to emergency room. He's like, I feel fine. I just need some massage or I need some sports therapy, whatever. I'm like, no, you need to go to hospital right now, get everything checked up and message me. He goes in, he's like, yeah, he was patient of
Wow.
cancer. So yeah, there's a lot of things we learn from the body. It's amazing, and sometimes it's brown, you know, and we can be uric acid is really high. You use some substance, you use some growth hormone, you use this, that, and I can tell
Wow.
them everything. Use this, and you need to cut it down.
Why are
Like
the
this changes.
Japanese people so ahead of technology in this?
It's not the Japanese. It's the Nikola Tesla who created it, the father of frequency. He said
Yes.
that in future there will be no treatment of medicine. They will be treating people with frequency.
Yeah.
Basically, these
He
are
believed it was
frequency
everything.
medicines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I apologize. I don't know why. Wait, hold on.
Oops. I think I got Oh, now you're the one having problem now.
What? No. How did that happen? Hold on. All right, we're good.
You okay?
Why am I pink? Hold on. All right. This is an interesting fucking podcast. All right, it's funky like this. All right, keep going, keep going.
All right.
So this treatment that you're talking about that you're doing with people, like you start off
Yeah.
trying to look for an indicator.
Yeah, this is frequency treatment. Like, there's no side effect to it. We're just connecting each and every frequency between your cellular communication, your cellular level, your natural, body function, organ functions. So there's nothing that we are doing that has a side effect here. That's a really, really good thing, except detox symptoms. Because some people really cannot take the detox symptoms. They're really sensitive. They're like, oh, I don't want to feel feverish. But of course, if you want to put the reset button in your body, you got to go through something.
I understand you. So, all right, let's take it back a step. Let's change gears. So I'm right now listening to you and understanding that, okay, I definitely should get myself checked out. I usually do blood tests regularly now, but what should a person do to take control of their health? Give me some steps that you would recommend. First of all, go get your lymphatic nodes checked out with somebody like Dr. Ahmed Fahad and all of this. But on my own, or anybody.
Yeah, or no, yeah.
And full disclaimer to everybody, you did not reach me for this podcast. I reached you because I've heard a lot about you, and that's why we're talking here today. So please tell me from your perspective, me, Zaid, right now I need to take control of my health. What should I be focused on? What should I do? Throw all my supplements out the window?
No, don't throw them away. Keep them. That would be a
sell them on Dubizzle.
Sell them on Dubizzle. First thing, let's take care of if you have any symptoms of the chronic inflammation. Okay. So we just focus on that first. Okay. Am I waking up early? Am I fresh and I'm ready to go for the day and I'm ready to crush my goals?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm kind of I can't go today. I want to just Netflix today, eat some burgers. Is that the mentality? Or I'm good throughout the day, but when it comes to 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or 12, I want to grab a cup of coffee. My energy just goes down.
Okay.
Is that so? These are different symptoms which I can share. I can tag you as well. You understand? Okay, these are the symptoms I feel, but I don't feel anything. I'm good.
Okay.
You are absolutely good. Then you don't have to worry about anything. You just follow your diet. You do your thing, and you do your prayers and. You carry on with your methods. I'm not saying anyone, oh, you need to come to and you need to get it checked. No, you are fine. You are literally fine. But if anyone has the symptoms, then you gotta think twice. Like, okay, I need to take a step back.
Here's the interesting thing. A lot of people that I know of, including myself, feel great, feel good. They do jiu-jitsu, and then it doesn't feel as good anymore. Even though they're happy, even though they had a blast and they love jiu-jitsu, but their body's starting to hurt. They're not feeling energy. The next day they're waking up feeling like a car crash, happened to them.
That one, yeah. Okay. So I will just tell you from here because don't call me a magician or something, but I can see something from here because I'm looking at you. So, and just now you answered me that, when someone does jiu-jitsu and the next day they feel car crash or they feel super sore and oh my God, that's a workout for 1 week. That's enough. I don't want to do anymore. That's because your body is not producing your own anabolic steroids called carnosine.
Okay.
And carnosine is a hormone. It's an anabolic steroid which your body produces by its own. It's in the liver and pituitary gland. How is everything connected? It's amazing. How do you cannot even, okay, try this one. I really want to put this on. I want to challenge someone.
Let's
try
go.
A supplement of carnosine, okay? And after training,
carnosine, okay.
Carnosine,
but is that an anabolic steroid or it creates an anabolic steroid?
It's not.
Okay.
It repairs our cell. It protects us from the lactic acid. It helps in recovery. All that is produced in the pituitary gland and also in the liver.
Okay.
Now, pituitary gland and the liver. So you can see a connection there. When you don't sleep 8 hours, you have all these lights exposed to your eyes. And you have a stressful day, the pituitary gland is damaged. So you have no carnosine. And now your body doesn't produce any carnosine and you're taking extra carnosine chemicals from outside and it's dealing with extra chemical on your body. And now even in your training, after you just sore everywhere. That just doesn't leave. Okay. Now this is my challenge. I want you guys to try 2 weeks of taking carnosine and training, and then one day of trying any of these stickers or whatever you get it from around the world, of carnosine on the leg or wherever you feel sore. If that doesn't change the game, message me back. I'm gonna give you a free treatment.
That's a big fucking statement. That's a big statement you're making. And
because what I'm doing here, I'm not trying to bluff you. Just try to understand. I just told you the connection.
Yes. Yeah. No, I understand what you're
saying.
What
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the carnosine. Where I'm gonna put it? I'm gonna put 2 carnosine on your body, and I'm just gonna let your body do the thing. I'm not gonna be the one doing anything. You're gonna be having your good fluid. I'm gonna put 1 carnosine in the liver where it produces carnosine, and 1 in your pituitary gland. And when you finish training, when it's 10 p.m., you're gonna be knocked out because your body's gonna be like, guys, we need to open the pituitary gland because that's gonna produce carnosine. And carnosine, when it's over your body, is like anabolic steroids. Whatever you destroyed is gonna be like recovering, connecting each cells together. And the next day you wake up, I felt it because I started training after 3 days, 3 years. I never trained for 3 years, and I started training, and I was super sore. I was like, do I go and get a massage? No, let me try this on. I've tried on everyone. Let me try it on myself, and it was amazing. It was freaking amazing.
Oh my goodness, man, this is sounding good.
Because I cannot give away all the secrets because we got a lot of sports performance discs, and these are secret. These are, and there are a lot of secrets in frequency. I met Rafael. He's in Team Nogero. I hope he's going to see this one because I told him I'm going to be on podcast. He's a manager of Team Nogero.
Yes. Rafael Hobart.
Yes. Rafael, yeah. So he came down, and I was waiting. He's like, he came down. He's like, do you know why I came down? Because he used frequency, right? Oh my God! So we both need to sit down and uncut all that. I'm like, I cannot tell all the secrets, Rafael. I'm sorry, but I have contract with someone else. I'm sorry, but he's like, he was showing me the stuff he's doing, with his frequency. Like, it's crazy, like how I'm using on people and their energy just goes up. I'll tell you something, just a little in a short, but we cannot give it to anyone, or we cannot like. There are some frequencies. If, for example, if I use it on, like, let's take a football player.
Sure.
Okay. And I told you there are 702 different frequencies for the holistic body improvement. So take a football player. He kicks a ball, and the power of the kicking is 45, or the max is 60. Let's say 45 to 50 muscle power, right? We tested this, and we put this on. Within 5 seconds, the power went up to 116. And after 15 seconds, when he drank a glass of water, the power went up to 150. So
this is really weird.
This is
so.
This is
are you guys the only people doing this, or are there people around the world doing this?
We're the only most advanced technology people doing it.
So my question to you is, what is governing you guys? Like, what is focusing on? Like, is this safe? Is this okay for people to take?
Okay.
Is this like?
Yeah, it is safe, first of all, because it's FDA approved and it's medical class 1. It's just a patch. It doesn't hold any electric substance inside or anything. It's just.
If it's FDA approved, it means somebody makes it in the States or in Europe.
Exactly. Okay. So I'll just tell you a little history how it all started. The scientists, it's made in NASA. I'll just give you that.
Okay.
The scientists, when they used to go to space and they used to come back, because the gravity is different there, and they used to lose all the sense.
Bone density. Yeah.
So Dr. Mikel, he's our
Godfather.
Godfather. So
Illuminati. Okay.
So, he started to make this. He's another he's super genius. So he started to make this 12 years ago. He continued the study of Nikola Tesla. So he started. Wow. He produced it, and before him, Wada, he was one of the senior scientists who used to travel up as well. He came up with these patches just to save the astronauts' life. Like, they used to wear it on the melatonin and muscle power and all that, just to go up and come down. He continued, and he started to be like, how can we help people with this in medical? And because he had this, like, as you said, he was broken up to top. He was an athlete, he was in military, he was in whatever.
Okay.
And he saw how much of, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this one, but I'm just going to put it out there because I have to speak about this. Because he saw that how much of a pharmaceutical company, like you said, the supplements and all this medicine are destroying people. I'm sorry to say, but the Panadol
100%.
the medication, the painkiller you're taking is not improving the problem, it's rather blocking the signal, and that's the most worst thing you can ever do. And they're coming up with this COVID-19 vaccination and all that. It's just absolutely killing me
I'm terrified from that.
because they're just gonna put something on you. You don't even know what they're putting in, first of all, and second, if there is a even small flu, we might even die from that flu, because our body's gonna be like, guys, no need to produce any T cells and B cells. Remember, B cells are home immune cells. It's not gonna be producing any T cells, B cells, and it's gonna be like, just live on. He's gonna give you injection. It's all right. He's gonna give you another Panadol. Just stay here. Boom, dead. That's why he came up with all these. How can we help people? He's not a money-minded guy. Like, imagine this amount of knowledge, he can reach to anything in the world. But he's like super humble. He's like, no, I'm gonna give it to people who I trust, who has a knowledge, who studied about it, and who is qualified, and who has authority to use it. So there are a lot of people who try to, like, oh, we're gonna be killing you if you start promoting.
Yeah, this. I mean, but I mean, like, honestly, if they're giving it to astronauts going to space, then it's definitely researched.
It's definitely something, researched and legit. But yeah, definitely more than that, I have knowledge, but not gonna be sharing it. I think I shared enough. I'm gonna be in trouble for this one.
I don't see why it would be trouble or not. I mean, like, listen, I appreciate there's a craft and a business, and people need to make a living out of what they do rather than tell everybody that. But this is what worries me, man. Like, we've experienced this in martial arts. This martial artist comes out and he's like, my chi is going to make you pass out. And then, and this is by masters that have come that. So when a doctor comes out and starts telling me about frequency and stuff, maybe it's another but I get you. I get what you're saying. But, like, that's the thing. In the end of the day, I appreciate what you're saying and opening up our minds to the possibilities of these things. And I'm definitely going to take you up on this offer on trying this and coming by. But here's the thing, Ahmed, like, I think we need to also take a little step back and simplify things for our listeners. Health is something that I feel like begins with a decision more than anything, because, like, you said it brilliantly. You said the guy that kept saying, I'm going to have a heart attack, I'm going to have a heart attack, and then he ended up having a heart attack. This started with a decision. His decision was, I'm going to have a fucking heart attack.
Say, can I just barge in right there? What you said. So I was just studying this few years before. If you have a negative thinking, I'm a bad person. That creates a minus negative frequency in your brain.
Yes.
If you have one positive thing, you only create one. So it's like 14 times less. So if your energy level is here and you have one negative thought, it's going to go like 14 times less. And then you need 14 positive thoughts to come back to zero. Then you have your 100 to reach. You get me? Please continue. That was very
interesting.
So
I'll give you a physical explanation. I'll give you a level up on the physical side. If I was right now to tell you, just picture yourself going into the kitchen in the morning. You haven't eaten anything, you're fasted. You go into the kitchen, you open the fridge, it's cold, and you left a lemon there the day before. You take out the lemon, you cut it with a knife, and you can see the mist coming out of the lemon, and then you take that.
Already get saliva anymore.
If the brain is not in control of the body, I don't know what is. Because there's no lemon in front of you or me right now. Yet we feel like there is. And that's the example of how our brain can control things. So when I say fix something inside me, maybe I'm thinking I want my liver to detoxify. What tells me that it's not doing it and listening to me?
Yeah.
I can't prove it yet, but maybe 100 years from now, we're going to be able to prove it, that when you think something, it happens. So I believe in that wholeheartedly, that there is more to the body than we understand today, and that today we know maybe 5% of what the body is capable of.
Yeah, definitely.
So I believe the first step for people is make a decision to be healthier. Make a decision to be in control of your body, not your body in control of you.
Number one. I agree.
Number one. Number two. What would be number two right after that? Forget the how you feel in the morning stuff, like action. Give me action. Number two. First, I made a decision. I'm going to get in control of my health. I'm okay. I'm in charge here. Number two, food, would you say?
Yes, of course. The food can be one of the most priority here. But the thing is, okay, I need to make a choice here.
Yes.
I'm going to eat twice a day. I want to eat twice a day. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to eat twice a day. I'm going to eat takeaway and I'm going to get this. No, it's not going to work. So choice you're making, you should be really, really like, okay, I cannot eat 4 times healthy thing. I want to eat twice in a day. That's enough for you guys, really. There's literally enough. They have a big meal or small, whatever suits you. Yeah, the food should be absolutely clean, nice, and homemade or whatever you're getting it
Are we
from.
still
But it
talking
should be healthy.
macronutrients, calories, or that doesn't matter to you?
As long as you're happy eating enough, exceeding your limits, it's okay. But
So you believe in the caloric deficit, the caloric surplus? Okay.
Or there's no, without balance, it's gonna go apart, because your body's gonna be like, oh, today he got 3,000 calories, and tomorrow is getting 200. It's gonna be weak. Then again 1,500, and then 300. It's gonna be messed up.
So being consistent.
Being consistent. That's
okay.
That's one point there.
All right, so number 1, make a decision. Number 2, be consistent with your food and try to minimize the amount of times you feed, but make sure it's balanced. Okay, we're getting there. Number 3, visit Dr. Ahmed, or not yet?
Number 3, it's not
because I can't wait to.
No, it's not me yet. I need someone to at least put in a work, 20 minutes a day. Okay. I don't care if it's in the gym, if it's somewhere, let them go outside and just walk, stroll, and just walk, see the nature or whatever, without using these headphones and phone plays. Like, literally, please don't text when you're walking. Oh, I'm gonna be home, honey. Please.
You say don't use these headphones, these AirPods, these wireless headphones. Do you see them as a hazard, or are they safe?
If I can show you my sign, I'm using a 5G thing. I don't want to start the whole topic there, but yeah, please don't use it. You need your peace. You need your mental. You need that break. And you know, when you're in the shower or you have a lot of these different ideas, and the dominant thing that you get, there's a feeling there, by the way, like when the water goes, there's a lot of things I need to explain, but I'll keep it short.
You go into theta waves. You go into theta waves when you shower.
Yeah. So it gets you a dominant feeling that I'm in control. I want to make this decision, that I want to change someone's feel. I want to give value to the people. And that's what happens when you do take everything off and you walk 20 minutes or 30 minutes alone, but just by yourself, just lost in your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's something we are absolutely missing. Tell me, last time, do you have a brothers and sister?
Brothers and sisters, yes, both.
Yeah. If I ask my sibling right now, when was the last time you went to a walk and just be yourself, just by yourself? They're going to be like, never. Why would I do that? That's scary.
Yeah.
I have my phone. I have to reply people. I need to check Instagram 1,000 times in a day, even when I'm walking. So being to yourself and really understanding what is your purpose, what you want to give back as a person when you grow up, your value, your plans in your mind. That's something we all are missing. Even we're eating almost, we're eating all the diet, and we are constantly on something. We're constantly using our brain. So I would say meditation, or whatever you call it, your religious.
Just take a break. Take a break from what you're doing. Yeah, I get you. I thought the reason I was asking you, Ahmed, is because I know that AirPods are connected to each other somehow through a frequency, and that you're saying that our brain and our neurosignals all operate on frequencies. Does this affect the frequencies?
It does. It does somehow affect, and especially these days, 5G, it's been on now, so it has a lot of impact in our body system. They can control our health and everything. We're open to say that now. Everyone's saying it, so we know about this one. They have a full control of our health system, by the way.
Yeah.
The way, let's make 2021 the most sick population around the world. Boom, they can do it.
Do we have any control? Do we have any control over that, in your opinion?
Yes, we have. I'm not going to be promoting myself
I get. Listen, I get you. Look, I get your modesty, but I don't get your secrecy. Because, man, I mean, in the end of the day, listen. Eventually, people will find out. In 10 years, people will find out. I believe it's the righteous thing to be the person that said it 10 years ago, rather than the guy that says, "I wanted to tell you, but I didn't." Listen,
no, absolutely.
I believe what you're doing is nice. I believe what you're doing is advanced. Some people are gonna listen to this and be like, this is another bunch of woo-woo. I don't, Ahmed, because I tell you what, I have been reading my ass off. I've been terrified about my health. Ever since I got the pulmonary embolism, it was a wake-up call for me, right? I was 33 with a pulmonary embolism, wondering what the fuck just happened, why. I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I was fit, healthy, I don't smoke, I'm not drinking. Like, why did this happen to me? But I kind of understand why it did. You know what I mean? And I know frequency is a big thing. I know that the world works in ways that people aren't comfortable thinking it does, in cycles. The sea shifts and changes based on the moon. You're telling me that the water in your body doesn't shift? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So there is Your question, answer to your question was yes. Dr. Mikkel himself, the genius, he has created a patch, a frequency patch. I told you any virus under 60 gigabytes can be destroyed, but the 5G is above 90 gigabytes. So if there's any radiation going to your body, the immune system is going to be destroyed there, right there.
Wow.
He created a patch which I'm putting on my laptop here. I hope I can show you guys. I hope I can show you in my phone if that's allowed. That's the one behind my phone. There's another one.
And what are those? These are for your phone or for you?
Phone, and because 5G cannot enter me through, if there's a laptop or if there's a phone or there's a TV, it comes to the TV, then it attacks the human being, because that's how it's connected with the internet and all the, so for like radio waves, like do you think you have radio waves in your room? Yes, you do have radio waves.
A shitload.
Yeah, but if you catch the correct signal, then it's gonna play the right song, the right FM. So that's how, like, the channel is the TV or a laptop, and the waves are coming everywhere. So that's gonna block these stickers. They're gonna block the 5G radiation. I felt it especially because he invented this just 2 weeks back. The time of COVID-19. Sorry.
So interesting. I'm just so interested in what you're saying. Yes.
So I'll tell you something very interesting after this, because you just reminded me. So I hope we're not out of time.
We have as much time as you want. Don't worry.
So, so he invented just 2 weeks. I felt it personally when it was COVID-19 time.
Yes.
I was asking my friends, do you guys feel weak? Do you guys feel weak? Like literally like more weak than before? What is it? Is it you guys stuck in your houses and not doing much? They're like, no, we actually feel something like a thermal temperature in our body increasing. They were installing the 5G. The moment I apply them and I gift them, all of them, like all my relatives and friends and family and these patches, they're like, we don't feel it anymore. Some of them still feel it because they're put it in the wrong places, but yeah, that's a different
And do you feel this could be a placebo effect?
I absolutely still believe till today, except this one, the 5G one, I still believe it's a placebo effect. I wish I could get that, that I didn't order that, the measuring thing where you
the frequency.
I'm gonna order that, and I'm gonna check, because there are a lot of people who did that and they saw that when they bought it wasn't a 5G frequency.
I think, look, when it comes to the COVID, man, it's here's the thing. It's so much complexity when it comes to it.
Yeah.
The fact that everybody around us is wearing face masks. My son is 4 years old. When I'm out, when I see him wearing a face mask, my heart breaks, man.
I just want to put it out there. When someone asks you, where is your face mask? Please don't, please. I used to work as an assistant surgeon, and if the bacteria from any, it's just not going to protect you guys. I'm sorry to say.
I know. But that's the thing.
And
why?
That's going to actually, I'll tell you something. That's 5G radiation is going in your body. Your immune system is, and that's you're breathing your own carbon dioxide, and there's no oxygen. Guys, you cannot think. If you wear a face mask and you go for a grocery, you're gonna miss two things out of your list. That's for fact. That's like a straight fact.
I actually know what you're talking about. That's the thing, man. Like that. Look, man, Ahmed, this is the crazy world we live in today. They flooded us in information and made us not believe anything. You know the strategy. It's an age-old strategy of hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
And this 5G thing, you have the most popular media sources calling it bullshit and woo-woo, and people that believe in it are this, and they allow the information to come out freely, and they don't combat it. Why? Because when they do that, they hide in plain sight.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of things we will come to know this year. There are a lot of things will be exposed.
Yeah, I feel so.
I'm gonna move away from the topic because sometimes it gets a lot of details out, and it's not nice for a lot of people. There's a treatment which I have in my mind, and I'm working with some doctors. Basically, you just reminded me when I was talking about the radio signals. So, for example, imagine you staying at your home and you're like, Ahmed, I'm not feeling well. I need some vitamins, or whatever. Okay, my testosterone is down, or my hormones are up and down. So we've been testing it as well. Imagine there's radio waves in your room or where you're living. We have your DNA. That's my channel. That means your nail or saliva, whatever. And we put it in the machine. You sitting in your place, me from Dubai, I'm going to be like, just sit in your room for 20-30 minutes, and we're going to send the treatment from here to in the clouds.
This is Nikola Tesla. This is not clouds. This is Nikola Tesla. That Nikola Tesla
And this
wanted
is
to
true.
create. Okay, so I test me on this. It's my turn to
Yes.
impress you a little bit. Nikola Tesla, before he died with his greatest invention uncreated. His greatest invention was a satellite form of radio frequency to convert to energy. He believed the same way that we can send a Wi-Fi signal, we can send electricity, we can send a frequency, and it could be through a hub, and it was this big metallic dome, but he never succeeded in this. What you are talking about is similar.
He did succeed, but a lot of people were against it, so that's why he couldn't.
They shut it down. They shut it down. You are right. He did succeed. Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. So no, don't worry about it. So, but now what happened is so interesting that it's not that big of a machine. It's just that like my laptop.
Wow.
And what we did was we would try and cancel people, a patient in Germany. She was a school teacher, and we still have the video in our close group in FB. Because pharmaceuticals, they just backlash on us again and again, so we try to keep it private. She left her job as a teacher and she became a pathologist in a German hospital. We took her nail and her part of her DNA, and we were sending her the negative ions. She had a stomach cancer. The doctors were like, every time you come in, the cyst just keeps decreasing. The cyst is decreasing. And you know, when you just do it and you want to feel it yourself. So I took it to myself. I was like, I'm going to take a day off from my work and I'm just going to go there. I'm going to put my nail in. I'm going to do whatever I want. And I was clicking all these options of vitamins and everything. And then I just came back home. I turned on the machine and it's like, I think, 30 kilometers away from the lab, my home. And when I was sleeping at night, that was the night I slept like a baby because I did melatonin, I did glutathione, and I was like, wow. And the next day, my colon was so clean because I did liver detoxing, glutathione, all that stuff, and everything was just. And out of curiosity, I went and did my blood work, and they're like, you are perfect. Like there is no deficiency. I used to have B12 deficiency and D deficiency as always.
Sure.
Yeah, and it changed. And then not only that, there were some people. This is just crazy. There were some people. They were having the disease like Parkinson and everything. Instead of trying them with the disc, because some people they can't afford it. I was like, just give me part of your DNA. We'll see how it goes. Just the rest is on Allah. You know, we try our best. And he started to remember. He's like calling their son by name. His own son. He's like, hey Fatima, and you know, hey Ali, come. It's amazing. Like
they had Alzheimer's, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, the Alzheimer's. Yeah, and we were doing with. I'm coming back to the Parkinson again. So we were doing with the Parkinson again, and then he stopped taking medication last week, and he's progressing somewhere.
Yeah,
he's going up. But it's freaking crazy how Nikola Tesla, everything he invented, and it's just working now.
It's he's some. If somebody was to ask me who is the human that changed the future of all mankind, I would say Nikola Tesla.
I would say Nikola Tesla, definitely not Thomas Edison. I hate that guy.
that guy robbed Nikola Tesla, if you ask me. But that's the thing, Ahmed. Like, listen, for me, some people, when they hear things, they go into their own echo chamber and they like lock themselves and they reject it. I think we need more people like you. We need more people, even the people that are almost too out there for other people. We need that kind of train of thought because eventually something's gonna click. Something's gonna be the next cure for cancer. Something's gonna be the next cure for so much. We are advancing so much technologically and we're exposed to so much more radiation than we ever had. We need something to counteract it. We need something to be working on our side as well. So listen, and I'm all for what you're saying, as long as there's testing, as long as there's a way of continuously proving its efficacy, but as well as its safety.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
That's the most important thing.
So I'm
and
definitely.
That's what I always looking for. I always look for that one part that how much damage can I do when these medicines are doing? How much more damage? Like I cannot even reach to level 1 of them. What damage they're doing with these antidepressant and all this different.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Come on, guys! Like, I see
blood pressure, medication, and all this shit. Yeah.
It's just.
That's the thing. Like I'll speak to you openly about it. I'm on the bad end of this side. Like everybody's saying, "Oh, this is not gonna happen to me." That's not me. After my pulmonary embolism, they had to put me on blood thinners. So I was on 20 milligrams of rivaroxaban for a year, and they kept me on that. And now I'm on 10 milligrams. And I still, after it, I made a decision in my life that I'm gonna stay fit, stay healthy, and I'm gonna stay doing jujitsu, which was a risk because when you take blood thinners, you get an impact on your head. It could be all she wrote. So, but here's the thing, man. There's a part of me that can't help but feel like this is so good business. This is such a good business that I'm hooked for life, supposedly on that medication. My father's taking a blood pressure medication. Is like, I feel like, come on, man. This is too good of a business model.
Even life-threatening when it comes to life, like literally, I'll be honest here, when it comes to threatening someone's life, like stop what you guys doing, because it's gonna, even though they are like multi-trillion-dollar industry, they still have something against us always, like, no, you need to stop it. No, this is too good for people. No, they're not ready for it, or they'll be killing you, or this and that. How much do you want? Give us the company to us. I cannot explain you how big of a mafia or whatever they do. I hope I don't get kidnapped for this one. I swear to God, after this podcast, we can't fight Ahmed anymore.
They're not even taking us seriously, man. Don't worry. But like, listen, here's the thing. It's what it is that you're targeting people's fears. Like when you tell them, if you stop this medication, I don't know, you might get a heart attack. If you stop this medication, like it's like shit. Now I have to take it, and it's not cheap. This kind of medications, So like, it's a perfect business model.
It's a big time business model. At the same time, the amount of things they put in, and how that guy, the Bill Gates, who was my mentor before, and he turned out to be all part of it. Man, it's just crazy when you come to know the real truth and how these medications are made. It's better. Literally, my Dr. Mikel, my mentor, he always says it's better you guys drink gasoline. It's much better than these medications. That's how he says, dude. And
why?
He knows every single stuff which they put, because he was a part of pharmaceutical company when he was starting his doctorate. When he started.
But could you give me an example why that statement would be true?
So, for example, he says that, when they were giving, I'm not going to name the medicine, but it's somewhere we take it every day for even small reasons.
Okay.
That medicine has, I'm sorry to use the word, so much shit inside that it's better someone drinks gasoline. And he says that I can give you 10 other proof of how they produce it and what kind of environment they produce it, just within less than $1 cost price. And they sell it to you with that price. And
so why does it work? Is it placebo? Why does it get rid of my headache?
So let me explain you that. So for example, the headache, migraine, maybe it's coming from blood pressure or too much inflammation around the cerebrum,
or tension.
Or tension, or something is stiff. Now that goes inside, and it has a certain chemical. Rest of it is bullshit. It has certain chemical which is going to shoot into the brain and be like numb everything. That chemical is so nasty that it just numbs everything else. Does that make sense to you? Like,
yes.
Put a poison here before I do a surgery, or put anesthesia here before I do a surgery, and everything is just numb.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing every day to your body. Like, you having a headache, it just went numb.
Yes.
And that nasty chemical is inside, and it can be found in your blood even after 5 years.
Yeah.
Even if you stop taking it today. Not only that, because of that high impact of chemical in the body, after 3 to 5 years, human body is very strong. We cannot just kill someone like that. Sorry, that's my man. We cannot just kill someone like that. But that chemical being in your blood is inviting a bigger problem.
Yes.
I have seen yesterday a woman with paralysis and Parkinson. In her blood, we could still trace the antidepressant she took when she was 27, 20 year old. How
do you trace that?
We got a lot of stuff, machines and everything.
Okay.
We did a lot of stuff, and she was surprised. She didn't tell she was taking antidepressant to anybody. So I was like, "You were taking antidepressant at this time of your life." I didn't quite mention it quietly. I was like 30. She's like, "No, I was taking it when I was 77." she was like, oh my, and she started to open. She took her off, in Arab we wear, she took it, and she's like, how do you know all this stuff? And yes, I was taking, no one spoke to me about it. I went for knee replacement surgery, and they put me on cortisol again, and I cannot walk. Literally, that was the most happiest day of my life yesterday, because happiest time of yesterday, because I have a treatment room upstairs in my villa. So she she was holding her daughter, and she came upstairs, like, and she had high blood pressure. Imagine, she was taking those antidepressants, all the chemical in her blood, and high blood pressure above 175. That poor old lady.
Okay.
And when we done with the treatment, she ran downstairs. She came up. She ran downstairs, and all the guys, maintenance guys, and they were like, "What's going on with this woman? How can she just? Wasn't she the one who was handicapped?" It was amazing. I wish sometime I record all these things, but we do have a lot of recording. And she came up and she's like, well, just by these patches, you detoxed my body. I felt the detox signal, and you detoxed my body, and that's how it feels. Like you take out all this medication from my blood cells. And yeah, man, that's what I always opt for. Like, yeah, you guys have other options. Just look for it. Like, you might miss out once or twice, but third, you won't miss out.
Listen, this is interesting. Again, I reserve my curiosity at a limit until I can experience and see it. But here's the thing, like, I've talked to people that I trust their opinion, and I know them, and they've dealt with you, and they vouch for it. Like, this is the crazy part. I believe science has advanced to that point, but I hate to put it this way, like, your center is a certified medical center, allowed with blood tests. Like, this is just for people listening. We're not selling them some kind of like fantasy, but you guys are verified, you guys are checked, regulated, everything when you do these things, right?
Yeah.
Man, this is so interesting. And this is called NMT, Neuromodulation Technique?
No, ANF. Sorry, I dropped my pen.
ANF.
ANF, yeah. Amino neurofrequency.
And what's the neuromodulation?
So neuromodulation is kind of my study. I wanted to always create something for sports people. Yes. Which I think I was telling you, like, I'm scared to share it now because it's still not done. In September, it will be out. Okay. I'm working on something to increase the sports performance. I'm just gonna put it right in there.
Does it have to do with the discs and stuff?
Yeah. A lot of tips and stuff. A lot into sports, so it's gonna be a game changer for sports people.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait till you finish that.
You're gonna be trying it as well. I'm gonna be sending some to you.
Man, we're gonna be talking a lot. Listen, I have a plan to kidnap you myself. You're worried about other people kidnapping you. I'm gonna kidnap you because I need you here treating me. But listen, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to kind of explain to us everything and to shed some light on a topic that a lot of people probably were never listening to, were never considering in their lives. And whether they go for it or not, whether they try it or not, at least now they're more aware, right?
Definitely. That's what I want to be.
That's the fear, because some people, they live their lives thinking Panadol is the cure and thinking that what the doctor says is that's it. Yeah. Unfortunately,
all respect to all the surgeons and the doctors. All respect.
You know what? I tell you what. All respect aside, okay. Here's the fact. Let me tell you my own personal experience. The doctor that opened my spine surgery probably never did a day of martial arts of his life. The doctors that treated me for the pulmonary embolism never fucking did anything challenging in their life. Like, they want to be safe. There's a big business behind medicine. Okay, with respect, there's good and there's bad, but also there's not naive, but like doctors, they have good intentions, but they just don't know the full capacity of the body. They don't know the full capacity of what you do, and they'd rather limit you and give you a quick treatment, tell you to not do anything the rest of your life so you don't jeopardize your body. And that's the wrong way to be a doctor, I think.
See, because I can understand the frustration and of the people because we need to always respect the doctor's decision. At the same time, me being in the profession, I would say that to the doctors as well and to my colleagues that, guys, slicing open that human body should be the last option.
Yes.
All the respect to the surgeon. If there's any other way we can save him without slicing him open, let's do it first. Yeah. Because you will be surprised how much of a lower back surgery they came back with the same problem.
Yes.
More severe pain.
Yes. I know.
I'll tell you a little bit here. I'll tell you a little bit open because this people will know about this after some time. So when we cut open the spine, there's nothing, a nerve that I can touch in, because if I touch any nerve, you're gonna be paralyzed.
Yeah.
So before, I don't know if here I respect all the hospitals and everything. I'm not trying to be a big speaker or something, but there were some hospitals I saw in rural areas when I traveled around and I was learning stuff. Patient came in with a back problem, they slice it open, they waited for a few minutes and they stitch it back on. Yeah. So your brain, remember, this is also one of the thing. Your brain is designed to take one highest pain at a time.
Yeah.
So you came in with a lower back pain. Now you have a scar pain, and for that pain, for next 4 months, the doctor is giving you a painkiller, and that chemical again and again every day, 3 times. 4 months you just numb everything. And that patient comes back with the same problem or more severe than that after 6 months or 1 year. That's a must. Like 99%, 99.999, you can put it. They come back with the same problem. Okay, where's the root cause, guys? I need to catch the root cause. Why do you have this problem? I don't have enough time. Okay, I don't want to make business. Go to another doctor.
Yes.
He has time. And that's why I always say that doctors should work together. Like, okay, I don't have enough time. It's not a competition. I really want to say this today, like, me as a person, I always look at the foundation. I told you the root cause, and as a doctor, you shouldn't be the guy who's so rich. If God gives you, alhamdulillah, no problem. The doctors they did their study, they have this passion to help people. And trust me, when it comes to helping people, I don't back off. I work extra hours.
It's a sacrifice. It shouldn't be a trade.
So if I don't have that capability, or I'm straight away, I'm like, guys, go to him or go there. I don't have enough time. I don't think I can do this case. Whatever he says, go there. So that's how it should be working, rather than it became a business kind of thing now. Like, do you know how?
That's the scary part. Yes.
Yeah, like it scares me as a person. Like, where do I stand here? Like, how do I make people like gain trust? Because I want to gain their trust, and I want to give them something real, like valuable. You get me? Rather than just selling something on. So, and I found that real value in Spain, in ANF Academy. And that's why I keep saying to people, like, guys, you need to just get it tested and everything. But yeah, that's, again, people's choice. I respect everything and everyone's opinion regarding that.
In the end of the day, like, the famous saying, you can take the donkey to the water, but you can't make him drink, right? So, not to put it that way, but in the end of the day, like, the most important thing is to show them where the water is, and they can choose to drink it or not. And it could be right, it could be wrong, but as long as you're more aware, like, not living in your own little bubble. I appreciate you talking about everything you shared with us today. I believe that there'll be more conversations between you and I in the future. I hope so.
There's gonna be a very interesting one. It's gonna be short, but it's gonna be very, very interesting one, because
I will take you up on what you're saying. I will take you up on what you're saying, and I want to share it with people, the results that I get by dealing and working with you, because I like the direction you're working in, and it's a new one. I'm definitely a person that's open to always trying out different things that can improve my quality of life. That's the whole point.
Definitely.
Good stuff, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing this with me, man.
Hey, man, it was a pleasure. I learned a lot, to be honest, because I'm doing it first time. And,
it's good. You should be doing more of this. You should get your voice more out there and talk to people. This is how also you gauge what you do, right? The response, what people are looking for. So I really applaud you for doing that. Everybody on YouTube that tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I will catch you next week for a absolute fire week on this podcast. You guys are going to be blown away. Much love to you all. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.